See, I told you I'd be back 5 seconds later. Well, I didn't clock it or anything. Alright, so let's get started with the West, I guess. We're going to start in the Central Division. Plus Mountain. A little bit of it. 7th place, Avalanche. Their D still sucks! And Varlamov is still inconsistent. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not all that up with their defense. And last year, partially, it was because they had some injury problems. But still. If they improved their road record, though, they were awesome at home last year. Their road record was awful. And I mean awful. I think they have 4 road wins all year. But yeah, who knows? Like I said before, maybe they could make me look like a complete idiot. Alright, 6th place, Predators. They still have the same problems. Who's going to be scoring? I mean, I don't know. Nystrom's a grinder. Half their forward prospects are way too raw. But yeah, you got Nystrom, who's a grinder. Stahlberg, who really doesn't wow me with his goal scoring ability. Hendricks, who's like a two-way kind of guy. What else do you want? I mean, maybe would you have passed on Seth Jones? I would have. Yeah. You already have oodles of good defense prospects. Why would you add another one? I would have just stuck with your guys like Ekholm and Yossi, who are still developing. Instead of just going for yet another defenseman and not solving your scoring problems at all. But then again, maybe that's why I'm not David Poile. Right? 5th place, Minnesota. I have no idea what the hell they did this offseason. Other than acquire Matt Cook. I don't know. It's just... They're deep. I don't really know what to say about Minnesota. Maybe Backstrom's a fossil at this point. I don't know. I would have gone with Harding and Kemper. Or Kemper starting. If he somehow miraculously was ready enough. I don't know. Again, I'm not a general manager. I don't know. Maybe there were good locker room presence. I don't know. Alright, 4th place. Jets. I think they're going to be much better than they were last year. Hopefully Setaguchi doesn't flop as badly as Jokinen. And by the way, the statistics show that Jokinen should be better this year. Go check out Arctic Ice Hockey to find the article. I think it was called Why Ole Jokinen Won't Suck As Much Next Year. I'm not making this up. I know it's on r/Winnipeg Jets. For those of you Redditors, yes, I am a Redditor. I'm getting off topic again. I think Scheifele will probably play on the second line, and I think he'll have a decent season, but I still think Durant's going to win Calder. Just saying. I'm not changing my predictions just to be a homer. Oh yeah, and I also have the Jets as my second wild card team. Really the big question is, can Pavlik not suck? I mean, as I said in the last part, I loved him off the ice. He seems like a great guy. But he gives me heart failure on a regular basis. His positioning is awful. I mean, he's lucky he's athletic. I mean, you look at that save on Falk last year, during that one game against Carolina, it was bad form. I mean, there was a similar save Bobrovsky made against the Oilers, but Bobrovsky did the right thing. He dragged his pad across the crease to take away the bottom of the net. Pavlik just stuck his stick out and prayed that Falk would shoot into it, which he did. I don't know. Lad Little Wheeler's still going to be awesome. Kane, Scheifele, Setaguchi, I think, has good potential. I think Kane should have a 35-goal year. I think, he's only getting better. And last year he would have been better if he, A, had an actual playmaking center, and B, wasn't playing the second half of the season hurt. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the Jets. I mean, I could go on for hours, but I think Scheifele and Trouba will have a very good season. Wouldn't be surprised if Trouba got in the top 4. I don't know. Again, I'm just an oddball. Seeing some things through rose-colored glasses, but not always. 3rd, this is my off-the-board pick, the Stars. Now you actually have some centers. Good. Where's the defense? And I can only name a couple of defensemen from them. But they do have Kari Lehtinen, NHL's best kept secret. I still wish he'd not been traded. Thanks a lot, Don Waddell, you useless piece of shit. Again, that said, I think they'll be good enough offensively to make up for their shortcomings defensively, and Lehtinen's still going to be awesome. He's my sleeper pick for the Vezina. I almost said Norris for a second. But yeah. That's what I think about the Stars. Second place, Blues. It could be the Blackhawks. Those two are just really going to try and knock each other off first place. I like the Blues lineup. I like their young talent coming up. I think Tarasenko will bounce back from after that concussion. He was clearly not the same player he was the first couple games of the season. And I think Elliott and Halak. I don't even know if Halak's still going to be a Blue to start the season, to tell you the truth. I heard some rumors that he was unhappy during the playoffs. But yeah, in case one of them falters, they still have Jake Allen. Yeah, I think they'll be good, obviously. Maybe a sleeper pick for the Stanley Cup. I have them going out in the second round because they're going to run into the Blackhawks, who I have as my first team in the Central. Why? They're just that damn good. Last playoff run, 2010, they basically had a blow up. They traded Ladd, they traded Bufflin, they traded Versteeg because they had some salary cap issues. Campbell. This year it wasn't as bad. They only got rid of Stahlberg, Frolik, Boland. And this opens the door for a guy like Brandon Peary, who led the AHL in scoring last year. I think he could be a very good player. In fact, he might be a good player to pick up as a sleeper for fantasy. I don't know. I'm not really an avid fantasy person, although I am running one for a Winnipeg Jets Facebook page that I am the admin of. I'm going off topic again. Huzzah! And as for awards out of the Central, I almost said Norris. Once you go Norris, you never go back. Why couldn't you have gone back to those names, NHL? I don't think I've had any. I didn't. Alright, so for the Pacific, 7th place, Calgary. They may be a historic kind of bad. They are going to be really bad. They have 3 goaltenders, none of which have ever been an established number 1. Joey MacDonald, Kerry Ramo, who played in the KHL the last couple of years, and Reto Berra, who was awesome at World Championships last year. And then Switzerland sat him for the final after he shut out the U.S. That said, yeah, they're going to be bad. They're going to be really bad. And I still don't know why the hell they decided to draft Emile Poirier. I probably butchered that pronunciation so badly. I would have gone with Shinkarik. But again, I'm not the general manager. 6th place, Vancouver. Aging core, tougher division. Coach that won't really fit in that well. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that good this year. In fact, I think the fact that they basically punching bagged, fucking, I'm making up words now, the Northwest, which has been a very weak division the last couple years, for points. I mean, if you look at the 2 President's Trophy seasons, no other team from the Northwest made the playoffs. They were all terrible. But then you had the 2 3-seed seasons, where they actually did have a team make the playoffs, Minnesota and Colorado in 2013 and 2010 respectively. Yeah. 5th place, Edmonton. That's right, Edmonton. I think this team needs another year to mature to make a playoffs. I do think Dubnyk is a criminally underrated goaltender. Edmonton, please stop talking shit on your goalie. Because he's good. Trust me, I would kill to have a goalie like Dubnyk. And I think he should have been a sleeper pick for Team Canada. But again, I'm not Steve Yzerman, general manager of Team Canada. But I do like the direction the Oilers are going in. And I do like that they finally drafted a defenseman this year, Darnell Nurse, who will probably spend another year in Sault Ste. Marie. Fourth place in my other wildcard team, ironically, probably our biggest rival, the Coyotes. They could be bad if Smith is bad again, but I think Ribeiro will actually add some resemblance of a punch to their lackluster offense. Plus, I really like their defense. I think Oliver Ekman-Larsson's going to win the Norris this year. I really, really, really like their defense. In fact, in one of my sim leagues, I'm basically blowing up the team, and I got a couple of their defensemen. I got David Schlemko and Michael Stone. Yeah, I really like their defense. If Smith can bounce back from last year, he was not really that great last year. Then I think they could be even better. But for now, fourth place, wild card, not bad. Third place, Anaheim. I think Silverberg's going to be good. I really like a lot of the young talent that Anaheim has. I think Bob Murray is a criminally underrated general manager. And yeah, he made one bad trade. Whitney for Tangrady and Kunitz, I think it was. I know Kunitz was involved. I think it was Tangrady. Starting to lose my voice a little bit. But I do think that they're not going to be as good as they were last year. I mean, last year they just got off to a ridiculous start. No one ever caught up to them. That said, I think they're still a playoff team. I just don't think they're capable of winning a division and being one of the best teams in hockey. All right. Second place, Sharks. What do you want? I mean, they're the Sharks. They're always in that playoff picture. And I think this might be the year they finally crack through. In fact, they are my Stanley Cup pick. You know why? Because, well, for starters, most of their core players for the last number of years are in their contract years. So that's that. They'll probably be motivated. They have Couture, obviously, Pavelski. I really think their defense is underrated. And plus, when they converted Burns to a forward and traded Murray, that week was the best thing that could have happened to the Sharks because they just caught fire. They were slumping, and then they just, like, blasted apart and actually started to get somewhere. And I think they probably could have beaten the Kings had they been able to solve Quick. Quick stole that series. Speaking of the Kings, they're my pick to win the Pacific. They're the Kings. They are one of the league's elite teams now. And in previous years, they were merely an average to good team. They are an elite team now, and they're just going to keep getting better. I really like what Dean Lombardi has done with that team. You know, they've drafted well. They have the best goalie in the world. Lundqvist and Rene could give Quick a run for his money. We'll see in Sochi. They have criminally underrated playmaker Anze Kopitar. Brown's an underrated captain, although he is a bit on the dirty side. Still not as dirty as Cook. Shots fired. Well, not really shots fired. They have Toffoli coming up. I really liked their draft pick of Valentin Zhikov, but obviously he's not NHL ready yet. I don't know why I'm bringing up draft picks from last year when only, like, probably a decent amount of the top, well, probably maybe around 50% of the top 10 will be in the NHL. Nikushkin might. That said, let's go on to the playoffs. Kings over Coyotes, Sharks over Ducks, Blackhawks over Jets. That's probably going to be absolutely lopsided. And Blues over Stars. Then, in the semis, Sharks over Kings. Payback! Blackhawks over Blues, as the Blues, yet again, I think they have a roadmap to the Stanley Cup written in invisible ink. And then in the conference final, I have the Sharks defeating the Blackhawks. And now for my Stanley Cup final pick. Okay? I have the San Jose Sharks and the Ottawa Senators. I think the Sharks take it in 6 games. Logan Couture is your playoff MVP. I think I hit everything I wanted to. Watch. I'm going to go off camera and then I'll be like, crap, I forgot to include this. But yeah, it should be a fun year to watch. I mean, halfway through the season, I'll have some sort of progress report as to how my picks are faring. And I'll probably do like a video after every Jets game discussing the game, unless I miss the game by some weird events. But yeah, I think that's about it for my picks this year. Leave yours down there. Probably should have said that in the Eastern video too. So yeah. I don't know when I'm going to get the motivation to actually. I mean, I have 2 episodes of my Pokemon playthrough recorded. I'm just too lazy to edit them. But they'll come whenever I find the motivation to. And don't worry, a haircut's coming. I know I look really dorky right now. That'll be fixed in the next week. So yeah, not much to say really. Yeah. I don't know why I'm throwing up the peace sign. I need a sign off, damn it. I guess Go Jets Go can be my sign off. So yeah. See you guys later and go Jets go.